just getting ready for some special time for yourself. As each one of us comes in, I invite you to start to bring some peace into your breathing. In our busy lives, I want you to let yourself settle down, slow down, find some calm. To those of you out on the live stream, it's great to have you here. Taz, Ed, wonderful to have you here in the temple. And let's just start with our dedication. And, we do these dedications at the start, but I want to just begin today by pointing out that I don't want this just to be something I say, when you really emphasize your intention, while you envisage what you're going to make of this session, that's like giving your subconscious a target. It gives you, as I'm saying different things or as we're having a discussion, it guides what you're going to think, what you're going to feel, what you're going to say, that you get the best out of this session. And on top of that, if you actually let yourself feel that the benefit that you practice has on those around you, if you really feel that, that can make your practice more beautiful. It can make the positive changes you make to yourself much more motivating, much more driving, much more profound. So let's just begin with this intention setting. We're taking some time to give a gift to ourselves, to tune in with what's really important, to hold our attention on ourselves, our own awareness, our values, to observe our mind, to observe our feelings, to let go of beliefs and thoughts and feelings that don't serve us, and to grow those best parts of us. I just invite you to meditate on that for a moment. Set that intention. That's what I'm here for. So let the best part of me have more of my attention, to become more part of who I am automatically. To set intentions to practice that best part of me each day. And I invite you to also feel a bigger intention. As you become your best self, it's beneficial to the people you care about. Maybe you'll be happier. Maybe you'll be wiser. Maybe you'll be more creative. And I just invite you to take a few breaths and feel that positivity as you cultivate positive change for yourself. It's like a gift to everyone in your life. Alright, so thank you for that intention setting. Let's grab a seat. To those of you who just joined in on the live stream, it's great to have you here. And we've just begun with our intention setting. And just the idea to change pace, let go of our busy lives, and to let our mind settle and focus on what's really important. What's important to us, what's our values, what do we care about, kinds of peace or confidence or positivity that you'd like to practice and cultivate in yourself. So, and welcome to those of you just arriving in the temple. It's really good to have you here. So I was asking just before we began if anyone had any requests, and there was a request for motivation and focus. So that's going to be our opening meditation and some of our topic of discussion. But before we dive in, does anyone have any thoughts about motivation and focus? Or perhaps as you think about that for yourself, maybe you'd like to clarify for me how you would like your motivation or focus to be better, or any issues you're having that I could help the meditation be tailored towards. Anyone here or in the live stream? Oh yeah, and when I'm looking up like this, that's me checking the live stream chat. Hey, welcome. We're just about to begin our opening meditation. It's going to be about many things, but with a theme of motivation and focus. And I was just asking if anyone has any requests or any thoughts around those topics. Perhaps will help me tailor the meditation to be more awesome for you.
For me, I think distinguishing between focus and like concentration. Like recently, I've thought about focus, but also sustained focus, and how to develop that. But that's just personal, I guess.
All right, I'll see what I can do. So when you talk about sustained focus, I think about habits, like having the kind of work habits, daily routine that makes focus kind of automatic. But then you mentioned the difference between focus and concentration. So did I understand correctly? And then also, what did you mean by the difference between focus and concentration?
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the best tricks to doing it. But like, so like, let's say I needed to focus on something. I can put my eyes on it. I can look at it, but maintaining attention for longer than like a minute, like even just 60 seconds, sometimes is difficult. Like if I want to study. So like attention is also like something I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, how to do, like how to practice.
Great. All right. I feel like I've got a bunch of things around that. Let's just see where the meditation takes us. Thank you. Any other requests or questions before we begin? All right. And we've got Sonia. Hey, it's great to see you out there on the live stream. We need to think about where our motivation is coming from. Absolutely. Yeah, I was definitely already planning to have that as part of our meditation and discussion. So, good to have you here. Conscious Buddha? I think your mic is...
hey.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, it was muted.
Did you have something you wanted to say or ask?
Oh, no. I was just moving my bed around.
Cool. All right.
So
let's all get ready for our meditation then. And one thing that can really help with focus is like actively engaging in it. So I want us to actively engage in getting into the meditation. So I'm checking on my feet. I've got my feet flat on the ground. Legs uncrossed, my body's parallel. Just noticing my body and intentionally doing that. If you're lying down, you may also want to just check that your body is parallel. If you're sitting cross-legged, just check in with your ankles and your knees and how you're sitting on the cushion or sitting on wherever you are. And notice how I keep telling our attention to come into awareness of our body. As you meditate more, watching how you guide your attention is such a central part of this. Similar to our attention when we're studying or creating, you guiding your focus is a big part of it. So, we're just checking in with our body, getting our posture ready as we're guiding ourselves into meditation. So we've checked in with our feet and our legs. And hey, look, if you hold your attention on your legs, the muscles in your legs and your feet, some of you will already be remembering those meditative, peaceful feelings, and your legs will already be feeling different. And for everybody now, if you just be aware of the muscles in your legs and your knees and your ankles, and then you take a slow, deep breath. As you breathe out, imagine your legs relaxing, being at peace. Do that again. It's so amazing to me that we can change how we feel just by where we put our attention. One moment ago, I was breathing a certain way. Then my breathing became slow and soothing. And now it feels slow and soothing. So as we bring peace into our body, I want us to set that intention that we're letting our body be at peace, so that the noise in our mind can be still. But we're actually trying to make our mind more awake, more aware. We're soothing and calming anything that's not serving us, becoming more present, more in this moment. So you can feel the peace that you've created in your feet and your legs. Maybe it's a little, maybe it's a lot. Then I invite you to take another really deep breath and feel it into your lungs. Feel your torso, your muscles on your back and around your core. When I do that, I want to sit up straighter. But just you notice your body, bringing your awareness into your body, feeling your body, feeling your breath, feeling the relaxing, easeful feelings that you're creating. And then bring your attention into your shoulders. And if you look closely, you can feel the shoulder muscles that connect the shoulder blades to the center. You feel the muscles running across different sections through your shoulders. You feel the muscles around your shoulder joints. You can feel your shoulder blades. I invite you to take another slow, deep, soothing breath. Let your shoulders be more at peace. Feel your arms at peace. Your hands and your fingers. Some people find really nice feelings just by bringing their awareness into their fingers. And if you've found that, we're going to take our awareness across our whole body and imagine those nice feelings, or just find those really nice feelings everywhere. But if your fingers were feeling just kind of normal, you still feel your whole body, shoulders all the way down, arms, torso, legs, feet. Take a few breaths. Just feel your whole body feeling at peace, feeling present. And then feel the muscles in the back of your neck, in the back of your head, in your ears, your temples. Feel where your jaw connects to your skull, close to your temples. That makes me have a yawn. And just take your awareness down through your mouth, through your jaw. Let it all be relaxed. Then feel your cheeks, your nose, your eyes. Imagine the whole of your face just being at peace. Imagine the whole of your head. The whole of your body. It's moving into meditation. A posture that it feels dignified, easeful, powerful. Perhaps you're having some profound sensations, some weightlessness or some tingles, some energized experiences. Maybe you notice that I'm giving suggestions of peace or calm. Maybe you notice that those suggestions might change your focus, might change what you create. So as we learn to guide our own meditations, we learn to see what we're thinking, what we suggest to ourselves. And yes, a lot of the time in meditation we're aiming to stop all thoughts. But you'll still notice the thoughts, the ideas, the suggestions we have as we begin the meditation. Or when it's time to sit to study, you notice what's the image you have. How do you think about the study session you're about to have, or the work session you're about to have? How do you think about the day that's coming up, what you're going to achieve? It's so powerful what you frame for yourself, what you envisage or expect for yourself. So let's just take a few breaths as we just watch our mind, but you may also feel the power of that idea, observing what you expect from yourself, observing how you frame what's about to happen. So I'm about to frame the meditation that's coming up. And I'll talk about what we'll be doing here. But I'll also draw parallels for how you can frame your day or your study session. So I want you to imagine you're about to have this meditation. You've created some sense of focus and brought yourself into the meditation. So imagine that you're just going to keep going deeper into the meditation. It'll feel more captivating, more powerful. Imagine that everything else would just disappear. Each breath or each moment of watching your attention becomes more fascinating. Each moment, if you're breathing in happiness or you're breathing out to create more peace, it's just beautiful and wild to watch how you can conduct each moment of your consciousness. And just asking yourself, what would I like my meditations be like? If I could imagine anything, would my meditations feel tranquil or fascinating or empowering? You're creating that state of mind. You're guiding your own meditation. Now, there are so many different kinds of focus. There's focus where something's changing constantly and it's fun and exciting and just effortlessly carries your attention with it. There's focus where you've developed the routine, the habit of being focused on a certain activity. There's focus when you're in the zone, just something that you've set your attention to in a way that is captivating, you're in the flow, it's interesting, your creativity is just bringing all of your own inner resources to support you. There's focus that requires your conscious attention, conscious effort. We're going to practice some of these kinds of focus now as we shift gears in the meditation. We're going to do single-pointed breathing meditation, just with the intention of exploring focus. During the silence, I invite you to each moment, every moment, watch your mind and just let it be completely immersed in the breath. Before we begin, you can set up some excitement. Wow, constant change, observing my consciousness, fine-grained, watching my mind, the most amazing thing I'll ever have access to in the universe. Wow. But as we begin to just breathe, you can let that framing guide your meditation. But your focus right now is just on the feeling of the breath as it's flowing. You'll notice as it changes directions. You'll notice how it sounds. You'll notice what it's like to see activity of the mind that you're just letting go of and more completely being immersed in just feeling and hearing the breath. You feel what it's like to be practicing focus in its raw essence. Setting that intention, everything else is just disappearing more completely, just shaping your consciousness, purely feeling the breath, hearing the breath. We'll have just a minute or two of breathing meditation. So set your intention, every moment of this breath, just pure breathing. It's just a short time, it's this tiny little chance to practice something wonderful for yourself. Each moment of the breath, feeling it and hearing it, watching how you can lock your focus in on the breath. Notice your state of mind now, and just for a few more breaths, imagine everything else disappears. You're completely immersed in the breath. And before we move on to the next step of the meditation, you can just feel your single-pointed meditation practice. And perhaps you would like to decide or set the intention that you'd like to spend more time in single-pointed breathing meditation. And now we're going to shift gears into a creative visualization, practicing and rehearsing. What is it to have more motivation or focus? You can set the intention. You're going to practice things and decide things that will actually help you. You're going to practice things and feel things that you'll feel next time it's time to work. You're going to practice things and decide things. Right now, we're actively transforming our habits, our state of mind. So I invite everybody to think of some area in their life where greater focus or motivation will be helpful. Perhaps you're thinking of your meditation practice. Perhaps you're thinking of when it's time to study. Maybe you're thinking of exercise. They're just some suggestions, but I invite you to choose somewhere greater focus and motivation are beneficial. And I like you to imagine that question of framing. When it's time to study, when it's time to work, what you imagine you're about to do. In the past, you might have imagined that you wouldn't focus, or that whatever it was, maybe you'd imagine you would focus. But I invite you to frame it. What would my ideal outcome be like now? How excited would I be to learn? What would my mindset be like to be achieving step by step? If that feels big, we're going to infuse some meditative awareness. What would it be like to meditate on each moment, to watch what I'm doing and keep guiding myself? What would it be like to set a very small goal? Be excited how quickly I can achieve that goal before setting my next goal. What do I feel like? What do I choose to feel in each breath that will help me with this focus, with this motivation, with this meditation? Set your intention more powerfully. Right now, I'm rehearsing how I focus, my ideal kinds of motivations. It could be what the motivation feels like. It could be how I act on the motivation. It could be connecting with my values or what really motivates me. Guiding your own meditation, guiding your own practice as you're training your mind with focus and meditation in the areas that will help you most. Visualize it, feel it, rehearse it. And yes, you notice what your mind's like. It gives you even more excitement, more reason. Yeah, I want to train my mind. I want to practice. I want to keep bringing it in more powerfully. And wow, how important, how valuable as I train my mind to get better and better, how much benefit it'll bring me. What a gift it is each moment that I bring myself into greater focus. And then you can ask yourself, of everything I just thought of, everything I just felt, everything I practiced, or each idea I had, which of those would be really important? I'm going to focus on the things that will help me most right now. And for the next couple of minutes as we come out of the meditation, remember the things that are important for you. Remember what you decided or what you imagined. Remember what feelings arose or what feelings you created. Now, I don't know about you, but just sitting still, I just got really hot. It's like it was a workout for my body and mind. And I invite you to reflect upon what you felt. Perhaps you felt some things change. Perhaps you felt some struggle or some growth or some opening. Perhaps you felt some ease. You tapped into some states of mind you want to keep using. So now we're going to have some sharing time. So I'll share something from my practice, and I invite you to also share. So one thing that came clear to me is I saw myself being much more effective each day if I was to have a schedule to set what I want to achieve each hour. I also felt myself exercising more, of different variety of exercise a few times a day. And I was also envisaging having work sessions with my housemates where we'll both set goals for the hour and just be there to help each other be more connected with the best part of ourselves and less with other habits. Or in fact, when you're around someone else who cares about your success, there's less space for distractions, and we have to be more real with ourselves as we're more real with the other person. So yeah, that's what stands out for me from my meditation. I'd love to hear from each of you and those of you on the live stream as well. Good mix? How was that for you?
Uh, for me, it was sleepier than usual, but definitely needed. So I think it was. I'm glad I came. But
In amongst the sleepiness and the relaxation, did you have some nice feelings or maybe some dreams of focus in your studies or anything like that?
I do feel like I'm a little more focused, and also I feel more relaxed. So I think that's a big benefit. Because
Excellent.
that sometimes just managing energy helps with focus. But
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you were to give yourself a little energy managing session before any study, get yourself calm or create a feeling that feels good, that will probably guide your study and focus in awesome ways. So yeah, I'm really glad you're here and thank you for sharing. Would anyone else like to share?
I'll chime in. Thank you again for doing the subject. I definitely feel way more focused and, just like he says, a lot more relaxed. In my case, I feel a lot cooler.
Yeah, I guess if your body gets really relaxed, it can cool down. I think it was the idea of being energized and pumped up just got my body to start doing it. So yeah, it's wild how our mind can do such different things with our bodies at different times. And the suggestion for like framing your day or framing your motivation, did you have some ideas of how you could apply that?
Yeah, I think it's more about being motivated, right? And so you have to make sure that your inner voice is echoing your mindset and that it's pushing you forward and not being self deprecating.
Mm. And did you get to see what it would be like if it was pushing you forward and and helping you with the mind state?
Yeah, I definitely feel very motivated, ready
Ex-
for what comes next.
Excellent. Hmm. So Sonia shared they feel less on the surface. So by that, do you mean that, like beforehand, you just were in surface thoughts and you're able to settle and feel more connected to your inner self? Something like that?
I'd say so.
Um, and while I'm waiting for Sonia to type their reply, Tasmo, would you like to share anything, or anyone else? Yeah, and Sonia said yes, they're feeling more depth. Well, that's great. I hope that's good. For those of you here in the temple, when I look up, I can read the people on the live stream. So if it seems like I'm talking to myself, that's why I'm reading what Sonia's been writing here. All right. Well, I'll give it a moment more if there's anything else people want to share or maybe ask, because these sessions are for you and guided by us. So I try to respond to what's going on for you and be as helpful for you as possible. So Ed, you were one of the people who were requesting the greater motivation, and so it's really good to hear you say you're feeling more motivated and seeing how your inner voice can talk to you in more beneficial ways. I'm curious how I guess I would like to encourage you to envisage that every day you do this thing to get your inner voice aligned with what you really want, and you just keep putting fuel on that fire, like before you go into your office or wherever it is you work, that you give yourself a little meditation or a big meditation to really get that drive happening, to frame it. This is what I'm about to do, and I've got my inner voice working, I've got my feelings working, I've got a clear goal of what I want to achieve. Let's go. And good mix, one thing that can help with that when it comes to studying is you can ask yourself a question like, okay, I know I'm about to study this topic. I'd like to understand the topic. So what's a question I know that I need to work out how to answer? So then you have a goal. I'm trying to work out how this thing works. Or I would like to learn. I don't know, if you're studying history, and you're about to study some certain time frame, you'd be like, okay, I would like to be able to describe what happened in that time frame there and what was significant about it. Bang, you've got a question, you've got a goal that your brain wants to answer. So then, instead of just having words in front of you, you've got some reason to read it and to think about it and engage with it. So that might be helpful for you sometimes as well.
I like that.
Does anyone want to share some more specifics of a difficulty you've been having? Some way that I can apply what we've been talking about?
I'm just studying like for CompTIA certifications for information technology. That's like a computer stuff, and if I get the certificates, I can get a career. So really, all I have to do is get the knowledge, but I also want to comprehend it because it's a good basis for like uh well, I really want to do more with like AI and like learning and like organization of like actual information, like study type information or book type knowledge and stuff. I think it's really amazing that now we have data programs that can assess a large amount of data and extrapolate out what you're looking for and then put it in context and even generate mnemonics about it. Like that's something entirely new that is something I want to like develop more. So, but at the same time, I'm starting out with just, fixing computers, knowing about them.
Well, that sounds really
So I
exciting.
guess I could say,
Have you tried studying with one of those AIs, like asking it, hey, what's a great study plan for this? Or can you give me some questions that I should answer for this topic? Or it sounds like you've asked the AIs to give you mnemonics to help you remember the topics.
yeah, and it can generate like little ideas. It can generate a whole story about an idea, and but it can also generate like a 1 month long, day by day, hour by hour study plan. But that being said, it's sort of general, and you have to actually tell it what to do every step of the way. So you still have to be on it. But
Yep. Just recently, I've been working on something to help with that, how to prompt the AIs to be my coach, how to get it to keep prompting me. And I had it write some code so that every 10 minutes it would check in with me and nudge me in different directions. So it's pretty exciting to me how we can shape these AIs to be our teachers and motivators, and how they can answer questions for us and summarize data, like you said. Or yeah, I think it's beautiful, and it's exciting to me to hear that you're doing similar kind of things.
I like that you can ask it to write code to do a thing. Like you can even ask it how to tell it to do something. But
Yeah. A couple of months ago, we had a session here where we were talking about how the human mind, in some ways, is like these AIs. If you imagine that, hey, my work day coming up, it's going to be okay, but I'll probably get distracted a lot, or I need lots of breaks. Guess what? That's what your day is going to be like. Whereas if you prompt yourself, like, I'm going to have a focused day and it's going to be fun and interesting, if you prompt yourself that with a lot of times and a lot of enthusiasm, you're much more likely to have an interesting and enthusiastic day. And we were looking at the parallels, like the way you ask a question to these AIs shapes what comes out. And you can ask almost anything and you'll get an interesting answer that relates to the question. And people are only just starting to see what you can do with that. And I think it's amazing that our minds are quite similar. If you start to envisage getting different results out of yourself, you start rehearsing being happier or being more confident, or you start rehearsing your inner dialogue, being your own coach, you'll get that. Or if you give yourself a different prompt, what it would be like if my inner dialogue was like an enlightened being or a saint. If you spend some time like feeding your brain that question, your inner dialogue is going to start doing some pretty special things for yourself. So I'm just amazed by the AIs, but also by ourselves, like getting our creativity to give ourselves better questions, to envisage better results from ourselves, and just to be excited to explore, hey, like what could this brilliant subconscious of ours do?
It's that kind of too, like you can ask your mind a question and it doesn't always come back like well formatted words, but it's almost like I don't know if it's something to do with suggestion or what, but like you can almost like yeah, you can prompt your mind and get results. It's interesting.
And I read this in pop psychology, in motivation, self help stuff. So I'm not sure how reliable it is. But I've seen in so many places they say that great scientists would prompt themselves this question. They wanted to solve the shape of a molecule that was really helpful, or they needed to find a cure for a disease, or they needed to know the equation that would tie these things together. And they'd like prompt themselves with it, and they believed in the power of their mind. So they're like, okay, brain, subconscious, figure it out. And then they'll go for a walk or they'll play some music and just wait for their subconscious to piece together the answer. And I've definitely seen that
Oh,
with
I've heard about that.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it with myself as well. Maybe I haven't won any Nobel Prizes, but had something that I was working on, and I'd like get my brain, feed it with the question a lot, and prompt it like, hey, come up with some good ideas and some inspiration. And so often, with a little bit of time, just to let my subconscious do some working, I'll figure out great things. And similar to like science or creativity breakthroughs, I've definitely seen that when it comes to meditation and personal change. You know, I used to be really shy, and I was just feeding this idea every day. I'm really confident, and I love having friends, being friends with everybody. I love feeling good everywhere. And just these epiphanies would hit me and be like, oh, wow, what if I had this attitude? Or, oh, whoa, what if I could make my voice feel happier, then other people feel happier. Like just good ideas that would come up and be felt and transform me as my subconscious was feeding on the things I was giving it. So if you were to keep feeding yourself this idea that I'm motivated and focused and I achieve great things, or my study sessions are awesome, I love to study, I love to learn, I want to get through it quickly because I'm excited for my career and for the future and for artificial intelligence. I love learning, my memory's great, and I'm focused, and I create great questions for myself, so I learn with great goals. If you just keep telling yourself that, you'll find that it'll become more and more part of you. Your subconscious will have these transformative moments where you've fed that question into you, and the transformation comes out of you.
I gotta remember to do that more actively because for me, I noticed like a huge, a huge improvement in my overall sort of state of mind just from adjusting the content and, making sure to phrase things in a directive manner rather than this is bad or don't do this or don't do that, but do this, this is good, or even not this is good, this is like whole or something, or this is for this reason, but to sort of just but I haven't really gotten to the habit because I guess it takes time to just like as I said, set an alarm for different times of the day or something, or have AI do it or something. But actively suggesting things just spontaneously is, I guess, something that I could really work on.
I've even found if you pick a couple of things you want to improve, like, hey, I love my study sessions and I'm focused on studying, and I love learning, and I want to soak up this knowledge as powerfully and as quickly as I can. Let's just say that's the thing you wanted. If you were to do that same idea morning and night, and you just keep feeding that, if you do that for a few weeks, that thing becomes so powerful, like it transforms who you are. So spontaneous positivity is great. We should definitely be watching how we talk about each thing we do. Let our inner voice and our framing always be as helpful as possible. But if you also take a few things that you want to change, and you like dedicate, hey, this is the thing that I'm feeding into myself right now. I found that like if you have a theme for a month, you get awesome results. So yeah, I definitely encourage us, always watch how you're thinking about things and how you frame things to yourself, but also pick some themes and give that theme your creativity and saying it to yourself and visualizing it many times. You'll find you'll get just way more awesome results. You can ask an AI, like, write a story for me, and you'll get an okay story. But if you're like, and now make it funnier, and now make it more compelling, and now make the characters kinder, and you just keep feeding that same thing, the AI just gets better and better. And the same's true of your mind. If you just keep feeding something into yourself for a month, it just gets amazing. And it also goes deeper into you. We all have habits, emotional habits, behavioral habits, and some of them kind of feel like, oh, this is part of who I am, because it's like not just a passing thought. It's deeper. It's tied into lots of thoughts and lots of feelings and lots of behaviors. But if you just keep feeding some kind of transformation, like, I'm motivated, I love to work, I love to achieve things, I'm really focused, I love that. If you just keep doing that and you do it for a month, you'll find that the transformations and the inspirations that happen, they become woven deeper into you, and they become part of your automatic habits. So yeah, you mentioned setting an alarm or having the AI help you with it. I've found having little cards with my positive transformations on it that I carry with me can be really helpful. So yeah, I'm glad that you like that idea, and I hope you're excited to try doing it a lot.
Yeah, I am. I'll definitely try that.
Awesome. I've seen these two different parts of mental training. There's meditation, like right now, watching my mind, right now, letting my state of consciousness transform. And I know this will last for 10 minutes or an hour or 2 hours. Learning to watch my mind and settle my mind right in this moment. And then there's this other thing of like training our mind, continually rehearsing, setting ourselves up for a transformation that becomes a part of us. To me, these are two different superpowers, but if we practice both of them, they synergize massively. Anyone like to share their thoughts or questions about what we were just saying? Anyone?
I definitely agree. I think that putting it into practice allows us to um, shape our minds and guide us on who we are as people, and that's really amazing.
Yeah, and I wish I could convey how powerful it can be if you pick a change and visualize it like 3 times a day for a month. Like, there's 100 visualizations. It's so much more than our normal day-to-day thinking would do. So massively much more. And the results you get, to me, it's just a whole different way of treating our minds, different way of living. There are things about me that if I had tried to change and I didn't learn about visualization, I don't know if I ever would have changed them. But, I went from wildly shy to like relaxed and confident with everybody. It's just naturally who I am now. And to me, that's beyond words how beautiful that is. And I want to inspire in you, like, some transformations that you would be really excited about. I hope you give it a try, visualize and rehearse that transformation so much, many times a day, and just watch how your subconscious just makes it happen more and more fruitfully. It might take a week or two until the epiphanies start hitting you and until the new feelings start coming in. But by week 3, you'll be like, wow, I've become the thing I was visualizing. By the end of the month, pretty much everything that you give that much attention and creativity to it'll blow you away. How wild and powerful you are. Oh, we've got a bunch of comments on the live stream. All right. So, Rosanna here and says, hi, I love to learn. It's great to have you with us. And then Sonia said, all the discussions have been really motivational. That's so good to hear. I'm glad to have you here again. And then Rosanna said, how we think eventually becomes our reality. So we want to keep our thoughts positive if you want to live a positive life. Yeah, right on. Absolutely. Great to have you here. And thanks for being in sync with us. So at the start of the session, we also did a meditation where we made some space to let the thoughts calm down. And so, as well as practicing thinking positively, letting ourselves have space to feel that positivity and to settle into it, to let it seep into our mind and become part of us, is really powerful. And, we've been talking about how we frame things. So when you think about yourself, if you're like, oh yeah, I'll practice positivity and it will help me a bit, then it will help you a bit. But if you frame it as like, oh, I'm learning to master my consciousness and I'm doing changes to my thoughts that will deeply change my habits, will deeply change. I'm becoming who I choose to be. The things I choose, that's how I feel and how I act automatically. If you frame it like that, you're going to get those kind of transformations. So I invite all of you to also do some positive thinking about how you relate to yourself. People who talk about enlightenment, they envisage epic changes. Some of them get really epic changes. Or people who believe that their true self is profoundly peaceful and all compassionate. If you spend time believing that, you're going to find this feeling of unshakable peace and compassion. It's not that I necessarily believe our true self is infinite peace and compassion, but I've definitely seen if people spend time believing that, they've created that their true self is infinite peace and compassion. So yeah, it's beautiful to me what we can do with our own creativity and attention. Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's approaching our time for our closing meditation, unless anyone has any burning questions. or something they'd like to share. All right, well, let's all get ourselves comfortable. If you're here for the meditation at the beginning, I invite you to find a similar posture and remember the relaxing peace that you felt, or remember the focused calm or the stillness in your body. Maybe you can scan across your body and imagine your body just stepping just as deep into meditation as you were before. And if you weren't here before, maybe those suggestions still are working for you. You're just remembering the best meditations you ever had. What each breath of that meditation felt like. What your body felt like. Just for a little while, we're going to let our thoughts and our body just relax, settle into some stillness. We're making space for epic motivation, positivity, and drive. But first of all, we're just going to let everything else settle. So I invite you to really feel your breath and make each breath slow and deep and soothing. It's like your mind is just surfing the wave of the breath in and out. It's just bringing you into calm, bringing you into stillness. So right now I'm feeding my subconscious with the idea to make this meditation as motivational, as inspirational, and as insightful as possible. And I invite you to imagine a meditation that's impactful, where inspiration or insight will arise within you, or where you'll be open to be impacted and transformed and shifted awesomely. And maybe today, or maybe in some meditations in your life, you noticed this change in consciousness. Maybe suddenly everything was perfectly relaxed. Or maybe you felt that all the noise in your mind just had drifted away and you were in a space of pure potential and power. Maybe in your meditation you found yourself feeling a deep peace and an ease, where you felt light and free. Maybe sometimes in meditation you've become so aware of your attention and your focus and the power of your consciousness. Each moment of your awareness felt so precious. You take some stronger breaths and you just feel the power within you. What gift would be so beneficial for you? To breathe, maybe you're bringing yourself peace, maybe you're bringing yourself depth, maybe you're just feeling motivation growing, maybe you're getting clarity. Giving yourself a beautiful gift with each deep, powerful breath. You get better and better at guiding your own meditations every day. Not just in meditation, you get better at guiding how you feel in each moment. You get better at guiding your attention and crafting your consciousness in each moment. Frame your meditation to be even more helpful for you. Perhaps you'd like to imagine your deepest values, your best self, guiding the meditation. Perhaps you'd like to imagine your short-term goals being achieved, the feeling of success and celebration when you achieve what you're working on right now. Perhaps you'd like to frame it like your enlightened self, your fully awakened, aware and blissful self is giving itself a chance to be fully realized right now. However you'd like to frame your own meditation, frame it awesomely and then follow that meditation. You are important. and you focus what's important. We'll do one little dive into the meditation again before we finish. So just notice your breath and hear your breath. And then notice your mind, notice your attention, and that you put your attention on the breath. Notice the feeling or the part of you that put the attention on the breath. And now keep watching that part as you keep putting your attention on the breath. Keep noticing in every moment. So as well as the part of you that put your attention on the breath, also notice the part of you that notices. What's that part of you that sees what's going on inside yourself? So put your attention on the breath, feel the part of you that does that, and also be in the part of you that notices what's going on inside you. May you always frame each moment of your mind as beautifully as you can. May you stay present with that part of you that notices your own inner world. And may you stay present with the part of you that directs your attention and direct it onto the things that are most awesome for you, or most awesome for those you care about, or directs it to those things that are most awesome for your life or for the world. Thank you all for tuning in. I wish that you'll spend time each day rehearsing and feeling the things that are awesome for you. I wish that every day you'll spend some time to meditate, to cultivate this awareness, to feel into the most beautiful states of consciousness. It's great to have you here again. Such a blessing to share with you, and I hope to see you soon.